and get started this morning. You guys ready to get started?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All righty. So before we get started today, let's talk about what we're doing today. So let me move on over. Once again, forgot to open up my planner. I thought I was doing so good getting everything ready this morning. Y'all, I made my March home screen yesterday. I'm so excited. Where's the mouse? Here we go. All right, let's see what we're doing today. It is Friday. Praise the Lord. I'm so happy it's Friday. All right, so we're starting the day with our live reading Zoom. And y'all know it's Friday, so it's test day for a lot of our reading groups. So for Unique Learning today, we're finishing up that chapter 5 that we started yesterday called The War Continues. So we're finishing up that today, going to do some comprehension questions. And then, like I said, for our reading groups, it's test day. So PCI, you're taking 1. You're taking your test on A Warm Home. PCI 2, that's you. See, that's me.
That's me.
Yep, you're taking your test on The New Dog if you're in that group. And if you're in the third ELA group, raise your hand. Say yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are doing Act 2 of Macbeth. Death of King Duncan. Ooh, sounds exciting. All right, and then we're finishing up our new CU article of the Super Bowl today. So we have a jam board today, which I need to make sure I posted. I'm pretty sure we did. So what we're doing is you'll have a page you'll go to with your name on it. And Miss Taylor made it. So we'll help you guys through that today. Miss Robin's room, I'll try to come down there and show you guys what to do if you have any questions about that. But it's with like Super Bowl commercials. So hopefully it'll be kind of like a fun Friday activity. And so for math and sim, Miss Robin's gonna be going live. We're gonna be doing some problem solving today. Explore math, we got, play pause it on the vocabulary review. So we're reviewing some vocabulary today. And then new CU math, we're doing some word problems with a clock because it's very important to read clocks, right?
Right.
Very important. And then social lesson today. So we finished up My Boyfriend yesterday. So today we are just doing a read aloud on the Tease Monster. Have any of you guys ever read that book? I think we read it in here probably a few years ago. Have you read that one? You have? It's a pretty cute book if you haven't read it. It's just a fun little read aloud. Anyone have any questions about what's going on today? No? All right, cool deal. Well, let's go over to our vocabulary word for the day. Here we go. So today's vocabulary word is country. Does anyone want to read the definition for me? Okay, I see you raising your hand. Go ahead. I'm looking at you. Go ahead, read the definition.
An area of land that has its own
Government.
government
Yep, so
and rules.
yep, government and rules. So country is an area of land that has its own government and rules. So what country do we live in?
We live in the United States.
USA.
Yep, we live in the United States of America. Very good. And in our book, our colonists or have just become Americans. They're trying to become their own country. What country are they trying to leave? Great
Britain.
Britain. I hear you at home. They're trying to leave Great Britain. They're tired of dealing with that king. So what kind of word is country? Is it a noun, verb, or adjective?
Noun.
Very good. I heard a bunch of people say it. It's a noun. It's a thing, place. There we go. It's a noun. Does anyone want to try to use it in a sentence?
I go to a new town or new state.
Did you use the word country in that sentence?
Yes.
How about I go to a new country?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I go to a new. Ooh, Lord. I go to a new country. Very good. You want to use it in a sentence?
We live in a free country.
Very good. Okay. Miss Rob, you want to put in the chat bar? I heard your friend say it. In here, while we're waiting for that example, one of my friends in here said, Great Britain. Which I can't type or spell today. But that's normal for me. Lord, my thing's too big. Here we go. I live in a, ooh, that's a great sentence. I live in a free country. Great job. Anyone else want to try? Got a lot of good examples. We're good to move on? Any thumbs up? We're ready to move on? See one thumbs up? Cool deal. All right, well, let's go over, read our chapter. We'll read through it pretty quickly today since we took a while to read through it yesterday. Then we'll answer some comprehension questions and we will be done. All right, so what's the title of our chapter? The war continues. Very good.
The war continues.
Very good. Oh, sure, I have a volunteer. You can go ahead and read.
The
Declaration of Independence.
the Declaration of Independence says the countries were a new city.
Country.
The Americans now had a lot of work to do. They still had to fight the British to win. The American Revolution,
Yeah, very good. Revolutionary.
Revolutionary War, in their freedom. Many big battles were fought over the next 5 years. The Americans were smart and came up with
Sneaky.
Speakies ways to win.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna ask you guys about this later, okay? So the Americans were smart and they came up with sneaky ways to win these battles, okay? So how did the Americans act? What words can we use to describe them? They were 2 words that begin with an S.
Sneaky and smart.
They were sneaky and smart. I heard it. Very good. I'm gonna ask you guys to remember that. They were smart and sneaky. So that Declaration of Independence said, hey, we're a new country. These 13 colonies, we're gonna become America, and we're gonna fight Great Britain to become a free country. Thank you for that participation in the chat bar. Does our other friend at home want to take a turn to read?
The Battle of
Trenton.
Trenton took place on Christmas night, the morning after
General Washington.
General Washington led his soldiers to Trenton, New Jersey. 10 soldiers were fighting, but the soldiers were
There.
their caps inside Washington waited until the morning after Christmas to attack the Americans who won this battle.
Very good. So the Christmas night was the Battle of Trenton, and General Washington waited until the morning after Christmas to attack. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you guys to remember that. So when did they attack? Yep, the morning after Christmas to attack, and the Americans won the battle. All right, so General Washington led his soldiers to Princeton, and the American soldiers acted like they were camping by their campfires. Early in the morning, they snuck around behind the British soldiers. They attacked and won the battle. So once again, what 2 words can we use to describe the American soldiers? What were they being? Those 2 S words.
Sneaky and smart.
Sneaky and smart. Very good. They were being sneaky and smart. So they were acting like they were camping by their campfires, okay? That's what you got to remember. That's how they were being sneaky in Princeton. So the Battle of Saratoga was one of the most important battles of the war. The British soldiers were trying to get through the forest in New York, and the American soldiers chopped trees down to slow down the British soldiers. American soldiers surrounded the British soldiers and won, yet again, another battle. So how were the American soldiers being sneaky this time in the Battle of Saratoga? What did they cut down?
Trees.
Trees, very good. They cut down trees. Very good. All right, I just had someone in the chat bar to volunteer to read again. You can go ahead, young lady. Hello. Oh, okay, sounds good. I will come to it. You want to read again?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
The American armies had a very hard winter in 1777. It was very cold and icy. They started a ve- what's the word?
They stayed at Valley Forge.
Valley Forge and don't have enough supplies. They needed clothes, baskets, shoes, and foods. Over 2,000 soldiers died that winter.
Very good. So we talked a lot about this yesterday about that really cold winter they had. And where was this really cold winter? Remember?
1777.
So that's when it happened. Very good in 1777. But my question was where? Where did it happen?
Valley Forge.
Valley.
Very good. At Valley Forge, okay? I'm gonna ask you about that when we finish reading, okay? So at Valley Forge, they didn't have enough supplies. And what are some of the supplies that they needed? Can you tell me one?
Food.
Baskets, shoes, and food.
Oop, I heard some of you guys online. Can you tell me one?
Food and children.
What were some that they needed?
Clothes, shoes, blankets.
Shoes, blankets. Can you tell me one?
Supplies. Shoes and food.
Shoes and food. Very good. Thank you. So they needed a lot of supplies, and unfortunately, they didn't have them. So we lost a lot of soldiers that year, or that winter. Excuse me. Does our other student at home want to read this page? I see you popping up there.
Great Britain made any other continents mad before the Revolutionary War. Because of this, other continents off to help the Americans. French, Spain, Holland sent soldiers and supplies to help the American army.
Very good. Thank you for reading. Thanks for that participation in the chat bar. So, like we talked about yesterday, Great Britain, were they being a good friend to those other countries? Were they being very friendly?
No.
No. So they were making some enemies. So we had a lot of other countries that were going to help those Americans become a free country. All right, so I'm gonna let.
Life as a soldier was hard, and life as an American was hard. Women and children had to do jobs for the men who were away fighting in the war. They also helped make clothing for soldiers. Some women became messengers, nurses or spies for the army. Some Americans did not agree with the war. They wanted the king to be in charge. They did not fight with the American soldiers.
All right, so the women had to step up some too. What are some things the women did?
Clothing.
They helped make some clothing. That's a job that your mom does. Yeah, nurses, yep, I hear you. And some spies. So women did a bunch of different jobs. Oh man. Sorry, girl. I thought we were gonna have one more page. Do you want to tell me, young lady at home, what happened in January of 1777?
the Americans win the Battle of Per-
Princeton, very good.
Princeton.
Yep, the Battle of Princeton. I think that was the one where they were by their campfires. And then at the Battle of Saratoga in October, remember they were chopping down those trees? So it took the British a while for them to catch up. And then the winter at Valley Forge in December of 1777. Remember that was the really hard winter. All right, so we're going to go answer just a couple questions today. We won't answer very many, but we're going to do the hard ones because y'all know I like to make it tricky.
That is the question. Just
Y'all are doing a great job participating. I appreciate it. All right, we're doing the fill-in ones. All right, so number one, the Americans still had to fight the British to win the American Revolutionary War and their blank. So the
Freedom.
Freedom, yes, very good. They wanted to get out from under that king. They wanted their freedom.
Smart.
Yes, you are very smart. Number two,
The Americans were, and came up with a sneaky way to win.
all right, so those
smarties.
very good. Those two S words, they were smart and sneaky. Very good. They were smart and sneaky. Number three, General Washington waited until the morning after Christmas to
Attack.
attack. Very good.
Green.
Y'all are on it this morning. Yeah, these don't light up green. Boring. All right, the American soldiers acted like they were blank by their campfires.
Sleeping.
So they did act like they were sleeping. Yeah. What were they? What else were they doing by their?
Naked. Sitting.
They were sitting. Yeah, these are all good answers. They want us to say camping. They were camping by their campfires. But while you're camping, you're sleeping, you're sitting, you're eating, you're doing all of those things. So they're all right answers. But they want us to say camping. And last one, American soldiers chopped blank to slow down the British soldiers.
Tree.
Trees.
Trees, very good. Very, very good. All righty, guys. So that is it for today. From here, you're going to go do your news, or sorry, not your news to you, small reading groups, news to you, and we will see you back at 10:24 reading or math. Woo, Lord, math.